Carmelo Anthony was picked with the 3rd pick overall in the 2003 draft class by the Denver Nuggets. He then played for them for a solid couple years. He then went to the New York City Knicks, OKC, Houston Rockets, and now is on the Portland Trail Blazers. He's currently on a 1-year deal where he's currently averaging 14.2 points per game on 41.5 field goal percentage, 38.2 3-point percentage, 3.5 rebounds per game, 1.6 assists, a steal and a block a game. And I believe he's going to get traded to the Los Angeles Lakers for Marc Gasol. Let's get it. Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Mitch Johnson back with another video, and today I'm going to be talking about Carmelo Anthony's career and potentially how he could get that one championship. So basically, I believe that the Los Angeles Lakers could potentially trade for Carmelo Anthony. Now, based off his contract, I believe it's a 1-year, $2.5 million deal. So he's currently 36 years old, so pretty old, so he doesn't have that much playing time left. I reckon he could play for about 2 more seasons after this year, potentially. You know, he's a great player, but I reckon with the current contract of Marc Gasol and the way he's been playing, Marc Gasol hasn't been playing up to his best potential at the moment, just because he's getting a little old, you know. I believe the Lakers were trying to get him in to basically produce at a high level, you know. He's only averaging 4.8 points per game, you know, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. He hasn't played in the past couple games, yeah, so it's not looking pretty, you know. He hasn't played in the last 3 games, and I reckon if the Lakers could potentially pay him up with a potential like 2nd round pick, I reckon they could swindle the Portland Trail Blazers into trading Carmelo Anthony for him, you know. Portland Trail Blazers, I reckon they probably need a center, you know, just a nice little backup center at the moment. So it could be quite interesting, you know. Carmelo Anthony is one of the best scorers of all time. You know, he's averaged 28 points, you know, a couple seasons, you know. I believe he's got a scoring record. He's averaged 23 points per game over his whole year. Over his whole career, you know. He's a 10-time All-Star, 2-time All-Second NBA, 4-time All-Third team. Yeah, he was the NBA scoring champion in 2013. You know, he had a great NCAA, you know, career as well. You know, winning that championship in 2003, then eventually going to, and then he got drafted 3rd overall. You know, one of the greatest draft class of all time. You know, it had LeBron James, Carmelo, Wade, Bosh. You know, those are the 4 big ones, you could say, that came out of that draft class. You know, so I reckon if Carmelo Anthony doesn't potentially get traded this year, I reckon he could potentially, you know, go to the Brooklyn Nets as well in free agency if he doesn't get traded to the Los Angeles Lakers. Just because of the fact that he's getting old, and if he wants to win that championship, if he gets that championship, he will go down as a Hall of Famer, I reckon. You know, he's already probably like one of the best Denver Nugget players. You know, I reckon the Denver Nuggets will retire his jersey. You know, brought him to the Western Conference Finals, things like that. And then pretty much after he left, they weren't that good, you know. They're now just starting to get back to it, you know, after drafting good, things like that. But yeah, I reckon he could potentially go to the Los Angeles Lakers by the trade deadline. If not, he will either sign back with Portland Trail Blazers and just play out his career there, you know, just signing minimum deals, 1-year minimum deals, I reckon. And then he could also sign with the Brooklyn Nets, even the Warriors potentially, I reckon. The Warriors might be a good fit for him, you know, just so he can literally, all he's got to do is just pop threes, you know. That's what he does well. You know, he's got 38.2% from the 3-point line. You know, that's above his career average of 35% from 3. You know, so he's still efficient. He's still an efficient player. And what happened to him in Houston's pretty terrible when you think about it. But yeah, I reckon he could, either go there, or even if he comes back to the Knicks, you know, that'd be a pretty cool thing to see as well. Just the fact, you know, he comes back there, plays a season there, or even back to Denver, just because how good Denver's going. You know, he comes off the bench, you know, or, you know, starts the 4, you know, potentially how Michael Porter Jr. is playing, things like that. You know, they can sub him and him out. You know, all he's got to do is come off the bench, you know, drop 10 points, you know, hit 2 threes, and, you know, that's all he's really got to do, you know. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. So that's my thoughts on the Carmelo Anthony situation. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.